got it. Barney's been working for the Combine all along. As soon as Gordon got that beer he owed him, he put something in it to make him forget. And now Gordon doesn't even know where he is right now. That's why Half-Life 3 hasn't come out. Holy shit. How's it going, guys? Dredile here to talk some Half-Life lore with ya. And today we're talking about someone so cool that he got his own game. He's been in 5 Half-Life games, the most besides Gordon Freeman. So the question we have to ask ourselves is, who's Barn?
I love you anymore, Jordan!
Now, Barney's backstory is pretty unknown since he is a side character. However, we do know that he went to Martinson College, which is a real place in Anaheim, California. Here it is. He eventually got hired by the Black Mesa research facility and was signed on as a security guard by the mysterious LM, who appears to be a human resource officer or someone of the equivalent under Wallace Breen. He also apparently had a wife or a lady, as evidenced by a note in the game manual saying he needs to buy flowers for his wife Lauren, and there's a picture of a lovely woman in his locker in the facility, Black Mesa. He had a level 3 security clearance, and he was tasked with the daily duties of just guarding doors, helping scientists with broken elevators, reaching into vending machines, and etc. He also befriended Isaac Kleiner and Gordon Freeman, and there's a little bit of fun backstory where Gordon Freeman and Barney Calhoun, when Kleiner would lock himself out of his office, they would get into the vents and race each other to see who could get into Kleiner's office first to unlock it, which is just beautiful. I mean, that's a beautiful friendship. He was also tasked with protecting the facility in the case of a disaster, which eventually happened during the Resonance Cascade, during his blue shift, which is one of the positions of a security guard that's available at the Black Mesa research facility that he was assigned to. On the day of the disaster, Barney Calhoun pulls into Sector C to begin his blue shift, and everything's going awry. Crap's breaking. He has to help some scientists in that broken elevator I was talking about. And he also sees Gordon Freeman a couple times, the famous security guard who was knocking on the door in the first Half-Life. That's Barney Calhoun right there trying to get into his shift because he's late. Apparently everybody's late in this series. I don't know. As Barney Calhoun's helping these two scientists in the elevator is the exact moment when Gordon Freeman pushes the crystal, the Xenian crystal, into the anti-mass spectrometer, causing the resonance cascade, allowing the dimensions to rip apart and Xenian aliens to invade. And all hell breaks loose, literally. Barney Calhoun doesn't have a primary motive other than just survival. So when he awakens after the elevator falls and crashes, he knows to get out of the facility. Word has already spread about the HECU Hazardous Environment Combat Unit killing off scientists. In fact, early in the game, he overhears some soldiers saying that Shepard's team didn't make it. So Adrian Shepard, you can see a video of it on my channel, had already crashed by this point on day 1. And like the Adrian Shepard video, I won't go too much into the exact details of what happened in the game. You can just play it. But I will talk about some neat little story tidbits that go on. Specifically, now the primary storyline of Blue Shift basically involves Barney Calhoun meeting up with one of the scientists, Dr. Rosenberg, who tells him about Section A-17, an old prototype lab where they can access a makeshift teleporter and hopefully teleport themselves out of the facility. Now, Section A-17 is interesting because it is the first place that Black Mesa ever experimented with portal technology. It's powered by deep coolant pumps, and a lot of energy is being produced beneath it, and this is where a primary portion of the game takes place. As a part of getting this whole scheme to work, Barney actually has to go to Xen to align a teleportation focal point. While going to Xen, essentially what happens is a resonance reversal, and it is felt by Dr. Keller, Green, and Cross, who are attempting to teleport at the same time, leading to a small cameo. This will become very important later on in the storyline of Half-Life, as this is the first proven use of the Xen relay concept of teleportation, which was used by Dr. Kleiner, the man himself. At the end of Blue Shift, Barney Calhoun is caught in a small harmonic reflux, where he's teleporting back and forth between dimensions. That sucks. Turned out to be temporary, but you'll see the same effect take place in Half-Life 2 when Gordon is teleporting. He has a harmonic reflex as well and teleports in between different areas on Earth. So it's a common theme with the Xen relay models. God, I'm a nerd. So Barney, Dr. Rosenberg, and friends escape the facility. Black Mesa is destroyed by the nuclear explosion that takes place during opposing force, and Gordon Freeman is put into stasis, where years and years pass. Now we have to assume that some point, somehow, Barney, upon the Combine takeover of the planet Earth, relocates somehow to City 17. knowing about Dr. Kleiner's existence, or simply by a matter of luck and fate meeting up with him. And he joins Civil Protection as an undercover agent. There's multiple benefits to this. He can keep the Combine away from Dr. Kleiner's lab while he's building the Zen Relay teleporter. He can also keep eyes off the Underground Railroad, and he gets to beat people up. Win-win. Before the events of Half-Life 2 happen, when Kleiner's still building this teleporter, apparently Barney, Alex, and Kleiner tested it on a cat of some sort, and it didn't go very well. Rest in peace, kitty. But Barney still has nightmares about that cat. Gordon Freeman is released from stasis by the G-Man and arrives on the scene in City 17. When Gordon is about to board a train to Nova Prospect, Barney Calhoun sees him on a security camera, steps in, and sets Gordon Freeman on his way to Dr. Kleiner's lab, where eventually everyone meets up, has a little reunion, and Gordon Freeman gets caught up in the harmonic reflux, forcing him to go out into City 17 alone with naught but a crowbar, which Barney Calhoun saved from Black Mesa. Barney would stay undercover for about another week until Gordon makes his way into Nova Prospect and blows up the Combine's experimental teleporter, which Judith Mossman secretly helped build for the Combine as a double agent. The explosion blows up the prison entirely, and the repercussions are felt far and wide, apparently, which signals the uprising in City 17. Barney would quit his job as an undercover CP officer, obviously at this point, and becomes a commander of the Resistance. For a full week, he'd lead a force through the city to get to the Combine Citadel in the center of City 17, as an attempt to rescue Eli Vance from captivity. Barney's force of rebels helped clear the way for Gordon Freeman to reach the Citadel, at which point Gordon would destroy the dark energy reactor at the top, hence ending the events of Half-Life 2. And of course, you can't forget the final line that Barney says to Gordon right before he goes into the Citadel. I gotta hear this.
Tell him I said.
The only other appearance Barney makes is in Half-Life 2 Episode 1 when he leads a small resistance force to evacuate City 17 on the trains, along with the help of Gordon and Alex Vance. And his last line, heard in the games, as he doesn't appear in Episode 2, "See ya when I see ya. See ya when I see ya. See you when I see you, see you when I see you, see you." That's a tongue twister. I can just imagine all you guys saying, "See you when I see you, see you when I see you, see you when I see you." Just muttering it to yourselves, freaking out your neighbors. And unless a Half-Life 3 comes out, that's pretty much all we got on Barney for now. He wasn't cool enough to go into stasis or be put into stasis by the G-Man. But he was given his own game, Blue Shift, and if you haven't played it, highly recommend checking it out. Blue Shift has a darker atmosphere to it, which I kind of like, and as a kid it creeped me out, so I'd highly recommend playing it. Barney Calhoun's awesome, and maybe one day we'll eventually get that beer he owes us. If you like this video, just subscribe or like, and until that next time, post your comments below about who your favorite Dredile is. I mean, who your favorite headcrab is. What's your favorite kind of zombie head crab to eat for dinner? Until next time, I love you.